We're back in the happy place. We're heading up the mournes. First time I've been out since come back from Poland there, which will be the last video you'll see. And we're going to do something a bit different today. So I parked at Dunnywater and I've headed up the road a bit and we're onto this lane. Bit of tree devastation here from the previous storms. It looks totally mangled up this bit, serious. So never been this way before. I know of it, but I'm not too sure 100% where I'm going. But up this lane, take a left, go up over around seefin, and that's about as far as I know. So when I'm up there, I'll have a look at the maps. It's a funny day because driving down, the sun was splitting the sky. It was really warm, and then when you come down here, you can't see the tops, but the cloud is a bit overcast. Not massively windy, about 10 degrees. So the Paramo's just at the point of being a bit too warm now. So I'm going to have to switch on to my like kind of summer hiking gear. But it's still a bit chilly. It's funny. It's you're warm and then you're cold, but you're better being prepared. Bring it anyway. I've got all my waterproofs in just in case. Doesn't give rain, but you never know. Just solo today. No wingman today. He's at work. So yeah, I've got a couple of things to try out. Haven't a clue where I'm going here. I've got an army ration pack meal. It's like an Indian one, quite like Indian, so I'll try that out with a jet boil. That's it really. That's all I have. Oh yeah, so we come up this gate. I thought we had to go straight on, but we don't. There's a round seefin. Here we go. There's even a wee sign on the path there. Yeah, I've never been up, but it looks lovely. Really nice up here. Lovely bit of forestry bit, and you can see that must be around seefin there. Donards in the Clag. Got Chimney Rock Mountain. If I'm feeling adventurous, I might head up that way. No rush today. Take as long. I've got the head torch just in case. Decide to stay out all day as we head up here. I always start off at a rate and then I'm puffed. Oh look, there looks like a bit of a badger. Bit of a badger fluff or something there. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen this style in Outdoors with Adrian's video and Jeff Greenaway's video. And I always wondered where this bit was. I think they've actually camped up in here, I'm not too sure. So yeah, that's that wee style. Now what do we do? Straight on or head up? I think maybe head up. Not too sure. Maybe that takes you just like a other type of path around there. My goodness. This is a killer. Straight off the bat. Definitely like a 45-degree angle up this. Paramo had to come off there. Far too warm. Just on my long sleeve rab base layer. Another rab under layer and below. Well, kind of second base layer. But I'm sure I'll probably need the Paramo when I go on up a bit. We're starting to climb a bit now. Don't know if you can see there, but just about there. That was the gorse fire. It was raging the other night. So they seem to have got it out on the backside of Binion there. Very rocky, this bit. Oh, dear, dear. I am unfit, honestly. Gonna crack off too much eating, drinking and not... Well, we done a bit of walking, but nothing like this. Oh dear, that breath. Sorry folks, you just have to listen to me panting up the whole way here. So I've got a wee sign. They don't want you climbing up that, obviously. So yeah, we'll do the majestic reveal. Ta-da! We've got Binion, the whole of Binion. The North Tor, I think that's the East Tor, the summit, I think that's Ben Crom in front of us. We've got Lamagan, got on the Cove mountain where Cove Cave is, and this is round seefin. We've got, sorry if I'm wrong, but I think that's Chimney Rock up there, and then Donard behind it, and a bit of cloud. And I know Hares Castle's on the other side of that. I think down into the river and the camping spots down in there. Yeah, here's the rock of the pond. Don't know why what that is. It's pretty cool. Somebody's made a wee like rocky island. Like, once you get the initial wee climb out of the way, it's pretty flat all the way up here. Now this was meant to be fog and mist. Look what a glorious day it's turned out to be. Look at that. Absolutely glorious. She couldn't beat it. I was actually debating whether to come down here today or just go a local one, but I've done the local one so many times. Kind of bored. So I'm glad I came. You just have to get it in your head, get going, drive the hour and a half down. That'll be worth it. And at the time you're thinking, oh, I could just lie at home here and watch TV or whatever, your day off. But sure, you've been missing this. Nobody about for miles. That's the good thing about coming to the mournes during the week. You've nearly got it all to yourself. Unless you like meeting people. But to be fair, to be honest, I'm a bit of a loner. Tend to stay away from the crowd. It's nice just getting out on your own for a while. These are like farmers' walls. This is the start of the mourne wall here, with this lovely structure. You don't see many of these. But yeah, start of the proper mourne wall, right round the whole length of the mournes, right back round the binion. Getting windier as we get up a bit. It's amazing how the wall's blocking the wind here. And there's a nice new freshly made style. You can still smell the wood preservative. It smells like creosote or something off that. And then once you got up over there, the wind is picking up, so it's good to be tucked in behind us. Put on the maps there. That is Rocky Mountain, I was right. This sort of stuff in the mournes at the minute. This here is as dry, like I mean, that there will go up in 2 seconds. That is as dry as a bone. And that's what starts burning. And then the gorse, as you can see, all around there, the gorse starts burning. And then it just spreads with the wind. So yeah, try to be mindful that one spark will ignite that stuff and it'll be up like a tinder box. So yeah, if you're doing wild camping, try to arrive late, leave early, don't get in anybody's way. Stealth is the name of the game. We don't want to promote groups of people going drinking sessions. Now, and saying that, a few lads out having a few beer, having a laugh, there's no problem. But clean up after yourselves and leave it like you found it. And even if you found it in a mess, try and give it a bit of a clean up. It's just nice overall for anybody else that happens to come through. Sort of be proud of your mournes. Because in Northern Ireland we don't really have many of the mournes, of the sperrins. Mournes would be the main one. A lot of people trek it. But as the more I keep thinking somebody's behind me. The more I trek the mournes, the more sort of conservation I get. Because way back at the start, I didn't think anything was wrong with a fire pit. You know, if it was there, use it. I didn't really think much of going off trail. I know a few of my videos would go off trail. But as you get older and wiser, I'll say older, maybe not wiser, you realise that your impact on nature is greater than you think. So if you start going off trail, you get a lot of wear. Like there's this, for example, there's this trail here, and then there's like a secondary kind of one going. So people will walk this way, and then before you know it, there's a lot of trails heading the same way. And then when the rain comes in, because that's exposed, the gorse is worn away, it washes away and ends up, it just erodes, and then you're down to like bare granite, can't support any wildlife. So yeah, just be mindful now. I try to stick to the trails now, not doing too stupid. Any fires are contained. I've got the titanium fire stove, the mesh pit that's up off the ground, but only when it's not windy, because when it's windy the sparks can blow off that. It's nice having a fire, but just be mindful of all this. Like if one of these, say I lit my stove here and it fell over, this whole bit will be in flames and I'd be on the news tonight. That's so easily started. Cigarette butt down. You think that's wet, but believe me, that is bone dry. That will go up in 2 seconds. So yeah, as I ramble on here, folks don't have to listen to me. just skip on, but we're heading this way. I know there's a bit of a climb ahead, but I'm glad there's a bit of a flat bit now. Makes a change from the upwards, or relentless upwards, just to get the summit. We have a decision to make. Do we go down and see the quarry? I actually haven't seen this quarry before, so I'd like to go and have a look at it. Seems to be a nice wee hut down there. Also check out maybe some camping spots. And then we'll get lunch down here, then tackle Rocky, then down to Hares Castle, and down round. Climb over the organ through the door. Yeah, so a wee window there. Could have been a bed, fireplace, who knows. Nice wee spot for short people like me. I think one of the head or the top stones has come off there. I not fancy lifting that back up there. But yeah, there's some pile of stuff there. I'm just seeing if this would be a good spot to get something to eat. And out of the wind. So for the delightful menu today, we have Kashmiri potato curry. Sounds delightful. So we've got potatoes, tomatoes, onions, garlic, cashew nuts, ginger, coriander leaves, salt, fennel powder, curry powder, turmeric powder, a whole pile of other stuff, and best before September 2026. So I think we're good to go. Eat hot or cold, I think I'll eat it hot. There we go, so we'll have a go at this. Give it a boil up. I'm still on. Dump it in there. So we have the Jetboil Minimo version 2. It's really good because you can adjust this right up full bore, or you can. The adjustment's very, very fine. So we'll let that boil up, and I'll show you what else I have here out of this ration pack. We have cherry and coconut flapjack. I'll be eating that soon. We've got some strawberry flavoured protein drink. We've got a pineapple drink. We've got some Nib Nob oat biscuits. And we've got some barbecue peanuts. And we're being very hygienic today because we've got a anti-back wipe before we eat. So there you go. That's just a small selection of what the mate gave me in the pack. It's getting very chilly, so has to be done. Signature hat. Signature hat comes on. It's very warm when you're hiking, but see when you stop, it's very, very chilly. Yeah, if you could take the time to clear out all these stones, you could probably put a tent up in here. But these stones are pretty well buried in there. That's one thing about the mournes, you would rarely get lost. If the mist did come down, as long as you got to the wall and you knew what way you were going in relation to the wall to where you came, you should be fine. Oh, that's lovely. I could probably have brought another one and that to them. Looks delightful. I don't know if you can see it in there, but that is for like ready meals. For army ration packs, that would get a 9 out of 10, 100% 9 out of 10, not 100%, but 90%, 9 out of 10. The potatoes, oh, boy, that's spicy. The potatoes are like, we make baby boiled. They're nice and soft. I know it's a potato, Kashmiri potato, but see if there was like a pepperami chopped up in there, oh, that would be 100% then. So yeah, I'm going to sit here a bit, eat this here, get a wee drink, and then I'll head back up to the wall, and then if I feel like it, I'll see what time I have. If I feel like it, I'll head at the top of Rocky. If not, we'll give Rocky a miss and we'll head towards Hares Castle and back round that way. So the pack I've got out with me today is the Osprey, I can't even speak, Osprey Stratus 36. This is the pack hopefully I'm taking on the West Highland Way. and hopefully I'll get all my stuff in there with X-Mid tent, trekking poles, sleeping system. It should be alright. I had it up binion with the X-Mid, and it was doable, so hopefully we'll be taking that. So the plan is to head up to the wall and see what it's like, see if there's a path up to the top of Rocky. If not, we're going to be heading this way towards Hares Castle and down round by Dunnywater. Getting a bit chilly, so I need to get on the road, but definitely that Kashmiri potato curry, I think it was called, 9 out of 10. I'm going to ask the mate if we can get me any more of them. I'm going to see if I can get onto eBay and get any more of them, because all the Indian ones are, well, I've tried a couple, but I'd say all of them are lovely. Just something different than beef stew, or some of them like ready, like adventure meal type meals. They're alright, but like the dehydrated ones, when you put the water in, if you don't get it rehydrated properly, they're just bland. They're like, but that there is definitely something like we got in the Indian in Krakow, as you seen in the last video, and that army issue meal was as good as one of them dishes that they served in that restaurant. So 9 out of 10. I know I keep saying it, but yeah. So let's head on before we get too cold in the wee mini quarry. I can see the clag starting to come in right here. Kind of getting a bit overcast. I don't want the clag to come in totally here or start raining, even worse. So yeah, I'll see you on up the trail. Right, I'm back up the wall from the wee quarry, and I made the executive decision not to do Rocky because my legs aren't, because they haven't been out in a while. They're kind of like lead weights at the minute. But a frog spawn. Nice to see the frog spawn out again in the mornings. Following this trail to what I think is Hares Castle. It's bound to be Hares Castle that direction. Then that goes down in to the valley. Or maybe it's, I'm not sure. But we'll get there anyway, and then we can cut down back through where we camped and stuff before. Any more frog spawn? Nope. And then we'll cut back through Dunnywater to where the car's parked and check out all the camping spots. Make sure they are still there. Somehow I have went way off course here. There's Lamigan and Hares Castle's that way. So I need to go over this wall, or I'm going to end up, there's Donard there at the saddle. I'm going to end up near at the saddle for Donard. So I'm going to have to go over this wall and try and find a track down that side, down by Hares Castle. So let's try and climb over this bad boy, and we'll see you on the other side. So yeah, I've found a bit of a trail here, leading towards Hares Castle. I'm hoping this is the trail, looks like it. I've kind of had to go across country there, pick up this trail. You can see the mighty Lamigan ahead of us there, and just the spot where I camped is right there, just that wee dip. That was it. Oh, here's a trail. This looks like the path. Hares Castle is pretty impressive now. A lot of rocks, everywhere as we're just following the wee river. So yeah, we're going to try and get down here and then across, and over there looks like a better trail. Head down towards the wall down there. Just step on the dry bits, you will be fine. Yep. Because the other bits are like ice. Slip and break your neck. Beautiful. It's just perched there, ready to slide down. That's crazy. It's just sitting on the edge. Oh, this is a spot for a wee break. Look at that. I'm sure people climb that. Looks like there's holes that have been put down that to blast rock off or something. Yeah, look at that rock just sitting there. Let's hope today's not the day that the other rocks come down. So over time these big boys have come down. Maybe not the wisest of place to sit. I'm sure I'll be grand. Let's have a go at the cherry and coconut flapjack. Yum yum. Yeah, it's a bit cherry. It's a bit cherry and coconutty. Funny enough. Very crumbly, but spot on. Probably enough to get me back to the car. I think I want to head this way and down instead of that way. I'm not sure, I think that takes you back to that trail that side, but I want to keep sort of heading this side, this direction. Here's Castle looking mighty there. So yeah, coming around the corner here, couple of options to go down, get back to Dunnywater down there. I think I'll head this way, try and get a trail down instead of trying to go all the way around there. But from up here we'll get a good view of the tree cutting and the storm damage as well. You can see round Seefin where we started, and we done the loop the whole way around there. 8.5 km so far. But what I'd like to do is try and head down. You can see the massive bit that they've felled down there. Still hear them chopping. Them machines still going. They've made a good inroad into the other side too, towards the second camping spot, which isn't good. I'm sure they'll all be gone. Not sure why these aren't gone. Maybe there's different trees in there. There was talk about something about saving the squirrels, the red squirrel population. They were leaving some trees, but I'm not sure. But yeah, if you want to hear all about trees, check out Stephen Reid's video on trees. What I'm going to do is give a shout out to everybody as I walk down this without trying to break my ankle. Get the hair fixed. Ooh. Give a shout out to everybody that kind of does the same, not the same thing, but we all have the same sort of interests. Wild camping, hiking, out in the open, seeing new places. So I'll link everybody's channel in the description if you want to go and give them some love and subscribe, and it helps everybody in the whole hiking, wild camping, adventure, outdoors community. So I'll start shouting people out as I walk down here, but in no order. It's not order of importance or anything. So my good friend Andy from Best Life Wild Camping, I'll link his channel. Apologies if I forget anybody, but these are the guys that kind of I watch and they inspire me to try different trails and stuff. So we all kind of probably all inspire each other, I suppose, in a way. Next channel would be Jeffrey Greenaway Outdoors. Jeffrey and his brother do a lot, massive amount of hiking. That man's walked some miles. Big up Jeffrey for the miles you put in. He does the 7/7s and he's always out doing the mad camps and the hikes. And then we have Outdoors with Adrian and Tommy's Trails. Guy Tommy usually goes along with Adrian, but he's done a massive amount in the mournes and a massive amount in other places. Just wondering if we cut down here. Let's see. Or we maybe cut through the forest. Maybe that'll be nicer. Yeah, we'll cut through the forest. So yeah, shout out to Adrian. Who's next? James out and about. Went on the David Doyle wild camp with him. A remembrance camp. He's a good guy. I think he's from Newcastle, yeah. He's not a Scouser, he's from Newcastle. Shout out to him. Let me see. Next one. Oh, I can't forget Stephen. Oh, he doesn't need my shout outs, he's big enough. But yeah, shout out to Stephen. He started all this with me anyway. Ooh. Gave me the inspiration to get out and do all this way back. So who else have we got? Natalie Outdoors. I think she's a bigger on TikTok than YouTube, but getting her YouTube channel going. So we'll give her a shout out for YouTube channel. Let me see, who else is there? The other couple, Bob the Juggler, Shane, that came to the wild camp, David Doyle wild camp. I'll link their channels as well. There's a few other ones. And we'll give our good friend David Doyle's passed away. So if you go and give it a watch, it keeps them in their memories. Who else did I forget? I think that's mostly everyone that's local anyway, I watch. Oh, there's another guy, Alan, Walk Watchers. Yeah, give him a shout out as well. I'll shout out everybody. So yeah, I'll link everybody's channel that does this sort of thing. If you're interested, go and give them a like and a follow and a subscribe, and maybe they are doing something different than me rambling on as we get down. I'm absolutely roasted now because it was freezing on the other side of Rocky Mountain there. You can see probably, I think that's Rocky up there. Yeah, and that's boiling on this side. There's absolutely no wind. So yeah, we'll catch on down at the trees. You can see a lot of the trees starting to cut down or blowing down over that direction. I'm not sure if that was a shortcut or not, because there's Hares Castle just there, but it's taken me forever to get down this bit. Seems to be walking for miles. So what do we have here? Danger, deep water, no breathing sign. Let's go and have a look. Yep. Yeah, this is to control the flow. It's not that deep. Just control the flow going down towards the Binion Tunnel. Never actually been up this far. That stops the water. Actually seen fish in there. Can't see it now, but there's definitely a fish in there. Dart it away. Oh, that's a brave drop down that. It's basically controlling the flow down. Hardly any water going down that way. That's all directed down this way. Down through the hole. Towards the Binion Tunnel. So that's what we're heading. And then we'll check out this camp spot. Yeah, I nearly forgot. I should just pop the camera on to say we're at 10.5k now. I just forgot to give SS UK Johnny a shout out. Another wild camper. He hasn't been about all winter, but I'm sure he'll pop up some of these days. So shout out to Johnny, I'll link your channel as well. And anybody else that I forgot, apologies, but I'll stick your channel in below as well. You can all have a good old look at everybody's videos, see what they're all doing. So yeah, we're just approaching down there, the entrance of the Binion Tunnel. And then hopefully I can go and check out this first camping spot to see if it's still surviving. I think the ones in this part of the forest seem okay. But look at that, like, I mean, that All that just looks dead. Totally dead or stripped or something. That's strange. Maybe all the leaves have blown up or something during those storms. Yeah, so that's where we were. Pretty well down there from there up down here through that shit. Not really a trail. When you look at Binion's some size, and you think all that is Binion. Mega mountain. Yeah, we're checking out the first camp spot here. Somebody's left some wood in a big ugly fire pit. Some more wood. It's still here then. So it is. A couple of big trees down that weren't here down before. This one wasn't down. That one. But in general, the one has been chopped down, hacked. Yeah. Not bad, not too bad, nice and clean. No rubbish. I noticed that. The only thing that we were worried about is that. That one is being propped up with those. And that's where, on my other video, I pitched my tent. Right there. Which is right under that bad boy. So that wouldn't be a good idea. And this one is kind of leaning. So yeah, just watch if you're here and you come down there. Watch that bad boy there. Because on a really windy night that could just decide to come down. You can just see all that side all hagged at. Wee spot left, and then the main tree fellings this next side here. I always liked that tree, poor tree. Grew for many a year. To the end, they could have left that, you know. They could have just left that lovely tree sitting. But no, I had to go. The end. Terrible, like. I know they have to cut it down, but they could have left that nice one just at the end there. Tell you, they said they were all diseased. Guy's talking about, but they don't look diseased to me. P for what? Paper? Paper mache? Who knows? It's this larch. Lap larch. Maybe they make the B&Q sheds out of that stuff. Another big log pile. Loggy log. Loggy logs. Logs, poor logs. Lots and lots of logs. Size of them trees. Right there's some edge. I suppose if you count the rings, it'll tell you the edge. Massive big trees, those. Right, bad hair day. As we head back to the car. It's round about 13k, that. Pretty rough ground. pretty much decent weather all the way around. It was lovely going up, and then weather got cold up the wee quarry. And if I'd had more time, I'd have took in Rocky Mountain as well, but I just think that would have been too much. My feet are killing me now. But yeah, the Paramo got back on pretty sharp at the quarry. So it just shows you how changeable the weather can be. 1 minute's roasting, next minute's freezing. So you have to be prepared. So yeah, I hope you liked that short video. And we're planning our next wild camp. I'm not sure where, but I would say it would be the Millmore side this time, for a bit of a change rather than Carricklettle and up. I've done that loads of times now and getting bored with this sort of side. So I need to get back over to the other side and go from Millmore in. I've camped up in Millmore, so I'll not be doing that again. I've camped in Burna, so we'll probably not do that. So we'll probably head up Hares Gap and take left, do Commodore, maybe just leaving the clock or camp on the way back or something. Just call the ball on that one. Yeah, so the next one will be a summit camp rather than a forest camp, because we've done a couple of forests and we've done a low down, so hopefully we'll pick the weather will be good when the time comes. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rabbit on for all that time. And if you made it this far, fair play to you. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.